welcome back to another episode of Three Idiots, One Trailer. As always, I'm one of your hosts, Dallas. Alongside me is two other hosts, TJ and David. Today we do have a special guest with us. He's a good friend of mine. Obviously, if you've been around the late model scene here in North Carolina, you'll know him too. My good buddy Ethan Johnson is joining us for this one. So I say, let's get this ball rolling and just talk about your racing career, how everything started. So
yeah, that's true.
Well, I say everything started probably, almost, I'm 22 now. I ran mini cups to start with. I honestly can't remember what year, but I know I was about 7 years old. So probably 14 years now, 15 years. And so just kind of sparked interest, been around the racetrack for a while. Dad owned a plethora full of cars that kind of raced throughout the years and had a bunch of really good drivers that were behind the wheels. So that was pretty much how I got started there.
Yeah, I hear you did bandos.
I did. Started bando racing. Took a little break from mini cups. So started bando racing around like 2012, 2013. I just remember sitting on top of a trailer and watching them race around Southern National and just really wanting to get back to driving again. And so bought a car and just started off from there.
So most of our audience obviously is a lot of Wake County fans, and we don't really have the mini cups out there. What's like some of the big differences between the Bandolera and the mini cup?
So the mini cups are a little bit smaller chassis frame. They also have full bodies around them, just like the Bandolero cars, but just kind of a little bit smaller, almost like a go-kart. But and honestly, the suspension is a lot like a go-kart too. But back then, they kind of had two series that they would run, here and there, which was like the full suspension cars, and then kind of like the stiff front end, and like you could run rear suspension or solid all the way around. So it was just kind of different rules. But yeah, pretty much just smaller car and a little bit quicker because they were a little bit lighter. But yeah, I can't really remember the motor rules for those cars because I'm pretty sure they're a little bit more open than Bandolera cars as well.
Yeah, I think they're open because they race them at they still race them. They race them at Carteret, and I've seen them at Dillon.
isn't that what Will Bristol and Lawson Flood started in?
Yeah. I
I
actually raced with them, and Nick Robertson as well. I remember racing with him as well. So that's how I met them and how I continued that relationship with them. So
Okay, well, so obviously after Bandos, you moved up to the Charger class and ran primarily at East Carolina, if I'm correct, with the Charger, right?
ran East Carolina, traveled Southern National a couple times here and there, but just tried to stay at East Carolina and built a, almost like a home track feel there, really. But it was really fun.
So, like you said, your dad owned a good number of like limited late models back in the 2000s. Obviously, he raced, or his cars raced with Zach a lot back then. Your dad also did race in the 90s, and
He did. He raced, I think he started out racing like mini stocks. He had a couple of Mustangs there and a couple of Pintos as well, which made me really, interested in seeing Pintos out there. So
Yeah.
that's always a cool sight to see. Definitely takes it back. Then he kind of got into street stocks a little bit, but kind of stayed in like the Mod 4 class, which kind of phased out, around the area, which sucks because those are really, really fast cars. But back then, I just remember him telling me that they, applied for this Pennzoil sponsorship and ended up getting it and received like over $20,000 in sponsorship and merchandise and all that sort of thing. And I still have several T-shirts that were from then and probably 20 plus years ago. I mean, it was actually, probably, I think it was like 90, like late 90s, like 98, I think.
Oh, yeah.
Because I believe it or not, I think I actually have a photo of my sister's birth reveal on his windshield of that car that he had. She was born in 98, so definitely a cool deal back in the day.
Yeah, so my dad and Jeff they used to race with each other a little bit. My dad ran Mod 4s at Wake and Orange and stuff back in the late 90s, early 2000s. I've heard the story from my dad. I've heard it from, I think, Jerry and Zach, that your dad did get a trophy from Orange County for flipping a car. That that had to be a gnarly flip. And what I heard is that, you know how like on all the trophies, like some of the ones behind us, they don't really have them, but some of them do. They have the car that's sitting right side up.
Is the car upside down?
I've heard that the car was flipped upside down when they gave it to Jeff. So is that actually true?
Yeah, so it's like a marble plaque, or it may be wood. I make me like misthinking it here, but it's like a plaque, and basically it is like the car trophies that you normally see, and it's just like the top with the little arch, and it's just attached upside down on it. And I also have an actual like they gave out these programs back in the day at Orange County, which
Okay.
kind of like highlighted like the weeks after weeks and kind of gave updates.
Was he on like the front cover or something?
He had like a he was yeah. I actually have the article.
Golly.
Oh man.
That's definitely a cool memory, and it stayed hanging up in his old mechanic shop that he owned with a couple guys, also from Wake County area. Southern Wake. So, a lot of customers came in and always asked about that trophy as well. So it was pretty cool.
Is that something Orange County did, kind of like Travis Pastrana does at his house, where like if you get into a gnarly wreck or do something absolutely amazing, you get that award?
Oh yeah, I'm sure they probably thought it was probably started off as probably like a comical thing. They're probably like, oh, this would be kind of like a funny award to give out, but I mean, it just turned into like a cool memory, because from what I was explaining, he like was racing hard with somebody, and from what he personally told me, he said that the other driver had gotten into him previously in the race, and so he wanted to retaliate.
Oh boy.
And so in response to retaliating, he wheel hopped, and it was apparently really easy on those cars because the tires were a lot wider and they kind of stuck out beyond the body. And so he wheel hopped somebody, and that's how he ended up flipping the car. So, and I just remember a story he also told me. He said whenever the car stopped, he said since it slid all the way down the back stretch, the radio fell out of the harness and landed on the roof, and because the roof got so hot, it burned a hole like right where the radio was laying, and it had like a about perfect radio hole in it.
Man,
That's,
that's a one-of-a-kind trophy.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
I mean,
they should have gave one to Joe Heigl when he went over the backstretch wall at Wake County in like '08. That one was impressive, honestly.
Olivia Murray had a good one.
Oh, she did. I remember when he was racing bandos, there was a girl that they used to race with. Like, you remember Lindsay and Julia, like the two girls? Does that?
Yeah, I do. Yeah.
Her and it was Julia and Dustin Yeoman. They got into it, and she flipped going down the backstretch, and the roof hatch opened.
yeah, there's
And then her hands, like, she let go of the wheel. And when she did, her hands went out, and it was scraping against the asphalt, and it literally ripped like two of her nails off completely.
I do remember that.
That was a scary one. Like, there definitely some scary wrecks in short track racing.
Oh yeah.
We've all four probably seen a good number of them, but
very much.
We've seen guys blast through walls.
the Bombers,
Yeah.
Well, Thomas's mini stock.
that too.
I'm slightly thankful for one of the nights they broke the wall, because they ended up canceling the second late model race, and I got to take home the full payout. So I appreciate
He's the one that.
Yeah, they did cancel that race.
We're all sitting there saying, "No, let's run! Like, let's do this."
I was chilling. Like somebody, like I don't know who was really complaining that much, but I mean, what was the outside wall in the middle of 1 and 2?
Yeah,
Yes.
I mean, I doubt anybody would really hit that wall.
exactly. That's why I was like,
Exactly the point in the wall where, like, if a late model gets hit to the wall, that's where they're gonna hit. That spot.
Yeah, it's probably the common spot.
It was the common spot, I feel like.
1 and 2 where you slide up. This like dead.
If it was the
dead
exit
center.
like it has been in the past, I think they would have let it
Well,
go.
who took down the inside pit wall because they got so close? I can't.
Inside pit wall was Bombers. It was
every time.
one of the BMWs had rolled over.
Oh.
They called him the mad scientist or whatever in the
Yeah,
BMW.
okay.
Yeah.
I know what late models not fully taken one down, but they've gotten close a few times.
When it was like that like broken wall, I mean, I'm sure every one of us probably clipped it every now and then. I mean,
Oh God, yeah.
When I first started back this year, I just kept clipping it because trying to get used to kind of where they had it laid out. And so, yeah, I mean,
I still don't understand how you late model guys can't hit the exit of pit road. Like y'all get so close to that
That's
inside
what I'm
wall.
talking
I'm
about.
like,
That's-
y'all are
That's
definitely
the
hitting
line.
it.
Yeah, you're
No.
kissing
I don't care if it's the line, but you're like,
you're
It's
Coulda
all
hit it.
skill, David.
I guess. I mean,
Well, it's like this. Like when your body, like I have the way a lot of people have their bodies hung, they have the noses a little bit further to the left, but that helps kind of tuck the left front wheel more. So when you hit it or do something like that, like a lot of bigger tracks where they have like more of an inside wall you can wrap,
yeah.
like hitting it with just the body is a lot better than hitting it with the tire. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? So it just kind of helps cushion it.
It makes sense because that's how they do the snowball derby. Because they run that inside wall
Yeah,
1
if
and
you
2.
ever
Like they're
watch-
like literally.
Or even if you run it on iRacing, like as soon as you hit down into one, I mean, you're aiming for that kind of in the driver's seat. Like you're wanting that left front.
No, I get it.
Pretty much almost graze it because that's the best line. You're going to get the best rotation. But I mean, that's one thing I loved about Wake is that it throws everybody off when they come there for the first time because both corners, and we can all attest, are completely different from each other.
Yeah, they were different.
It's almost like a Darlington in a way, without having to rip the wall. But like you have to drive each corner completely different, and it makes it fun. And I really wish we could get it mapped on iRacing.
Yeah, and
be
3,
cool.
I don't know how it is in late model, but in 3, I hang it out a little bit longer in 3, going into 3 than I would in 1. Just a little.
That's where we need.
I think for late models,
Nice.
it's kind of there's a fine line there, and I've unfortunately experienced going too far over that line, and then getting the result from that. So we try to arc it out. I mean, it's seriously like running a Bando with how much grip it has now. Like
Yeah.
you're just trying to get as much momentum off the corner as you can, just because you're slowing down so much. So.
Yeah.
You want to try to go with how the backstretch wall is obviously there's no technical straight point on that track at all.
No, because you're technically still turning.
Yeah, so you want to kind of go with that like egg style. Like when you come out of 2, you want to bring it up and then instantly start coming back down into 3.
Yeah.
You keep driving straight into 3. And I need you to stop doing that.
It's worked, but it's not working anymore.
No. But so obviously you're sitting second in points right now. I mean, is that something you were thinking about this year when you decided to come back? Was maybe run for points, or has it just kind of played into your favor so far?
I just want to win a race. To be honest with you, like that's
I
the
get
biggest
that.
thing on my mind. I'd say. I mean, points are not even really a thought until it actually matters, if it matters. So, if you stay worrying about that every week, that's just another thing that kind of takes your mind off of actually driving the car.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, I just want to win a race. So.
I mean, I obviously last race I was helping you out a little bit, hanging out with you. I honestly, truly think that race was yours to win. Obviously, some unseen circumstances happened to where it didn't play out, but even after it happened, you still were right there with Carson on lap times about every single lap. And I think the only thing that really hurt was you just had to come back through the field a little bit. But you want to talk about that?
I mean,
3 wide though.
But
yeah, I've
questions.
just being trying to focus on everything at the same time and just not focusing on the right thing enough, I'd say, and kind of got into the back of them a little bit. But yeah, talk about 3 wide. I feel like I'm pretty sure my left front was on that little concrete patch they have at the very bottom, right next to the wall, on their little pylon like strip they have there. So
Did you see it from up in the upper pits when he took it 3 wide coming out of 2?
I saw him. Was that when he spun?
No,
Or got around?
It was the second restart of the race.
I don't recall now.
He went to, so he had gotten past Phoenix for second pretty quickly. He was running with Carson, just obviously probably trying to buy the car, save the car.
Yeah, are you talking about those little rumble strips in 3 and 4?
They don't have those there anymore, do they?
I think they just all got torn up.
Yeah, because the late model
guys.
guys are running over them, destroying them.
We told Charlie not to put them there.
I mean, we run so low. Like a lot of the time, the noses seal off on the cars where they have the rumble strips.
Yeah.
So the
I mean,
nose
I
is sitting
remember.
there
Yeah, I
digging
agree
into the
because
strips,
when
they're
they
just
put them
gonna dig
in,
that up.
I think they put them in when Carson was running Legends still. I
Yeah,
think.
they did. They
And,
put
like-
them in when they repaved it.
And like we in 3 and 4 of the Legends, we go below that white line just to get it to
We do too.
try to. So I mean, when you would notice like one race, you'd have like if there was 4, there was 4. Next race there'd be like 3 and then 2, and so I never really liked them there.
No, but what happened was, and the restart came. He chose the inside, being smart. Phoenix went to the outside. They go down into 1. I don't know if Carson just maybe possibly messed up the start or something, or Ethan and Phoenix just got killer starts and hung with Carson. But I guess Ethan either got into him a little bit and washed him up and got up under him coming out of 2. But all I remember seeing, because I can't really see the backstretch from where I was standing up in like the Victory Lane area.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
keep forgetting we have a Jumbotron now where I can actually watch everything happen. But
yeah. You can.
I see Ethan come center 3 and 4, and he's on the inside like this with Carson here, and then Phoenix is like still kind of hanging on Carson's right rear, and I'm like, did he just take it 3 wide? What?
We can now because there's grip up top. I mean, we can take it 3 wide now, which we couldn't in the past.
I was like, damn, he's going for this one. Okay. So,
Yeah, I mean it's like you say. I really didn't anticipate it, and truly what it is we probably both just have the rear of our car so dang stiff that it's like you just touch one another even in the slightest bit, like it's just gonna lift weight off the rear. So, and I went back and watched the replay, and I mean he gave me an equal shot going back in the next corner, and I mean it was.
it's just hard racing.
I expected it, so I mean, it was definitely respect there. So I don't, I definitely, if I can get around you being faster, that's what I want to do. So, like I say, it was just me not paying attention to the right thing.
It happens. I mean, Zach did it to Corey a few years ago on the old asphalt, where he took Renfro and I want to say Carter Langley 3 wide because he was running in 6th. He took them 2 3 wide going into 1, moved up to 3rd, and I think Von Cannon and Corey were side by side, and going down into 3. Zach just shoots it down into 3, takes them 3 wide, clears them, and that was like I think my 3rd ever time spotting for him. And I kid you not, my heart actually dropped. Like I felt my heart drop because I'm like 3rd time spotting for him, 1st time at Wake, and this man's trying to give me a heart attack. Sounds about right. All right, let's do this. But Ethan knows how Zach is too, so.
Oh yeah.
Zach's if he feels like Zach feels like if he has the car to go win it, he's
he can do it.
dropping the green flag 100% from Zach. But
I think the good thing, especially about Zach and honestly racing people like Daniel and Corey and people who, I will say this, people I know personally and just kind of have a lot of respect for because, at the end of the day, I grew up watching them and in a way just idolizing, especially as a kid. So it definitely, I've got a lot of respect for those guys. So it's, try to be as, cordial as I can when I'm around them.
I mean, obviously, Zach has a lot of respect for you too, considering your dad and Jerry were pretty close. They were good friends. Your dad's actually the first one to taught Zach how to drive Wake County Speedway. So, I mean, obviously, I know Zach keeps that in the back of his mind. But one of the drivers that did drive for your dad, Jonathan Logan, he taught Zach a lot at Wake County Speedway. And Zach will probably go on the fence saying that Jonathan Logan was one of the best to ever drive that track.
Yeah. I mean, truly, I think I absolutely agree. I absolutely think that if, Jonathan Logan could also be here right now, that he would and have the funding to
He would be out
to
there.
go somewhere, he would absolutely be one of the top drivers right
Oh,
now. I mean,
he-
he was definitely something special.
Yeah,
and that's,
that was something both of y'all missed, was watching him drive that track. It was just like Jeff threw him in the car, and I think Jonathan only had mini stock experience and not much of it, or economy stock, something like that. It was something like a smaller class, but Jeff gave him the shot in the car, and he took it and ran with it, and he couldn't be touched back in the.
Some people are just naturally good at it.
Yeah, he was. God rest his soul. He was one of the best to ever do it, I think, at least in like the limited late model stock style.
Yeah.
I don't know if he ever got a super late model shot back then. I know.
I can't remember. I have
feel like
somewhere
he
a bunch of
did.
CDs that kind of, I think they used to sell them or give them out at the end of the
Yeah.
years or something, of like a compilation of like highlights and stuff. I have a bunch of them somewhere that I used to watch them, but I just can't remember really what's on them. So I have to try to find them and see.
I used to watch my dad's at Southern National back in like '94, their second year. They used to give out they had VHS tapes for every single race. And my dad had almost all of them. And I used to sit there as a kid watching all of them. Oh, I remember watching like Scott Riggs out there. I remember watching the fight on that VHS tape. The one fight that a lot of people might watching this know about, where him and Milton Cook got into it on the front stretch. All you see is a little dude about 5'5", get on top of his car, just swinging on somebody's head. And it was the funniest thing in the world. But I remember that. I remember watching like old Wayne County. Like, you remember? Did your dad ever race Wayne County?
I don't know. I'm sure he probably did.
Wayne was a pretty cool track. It was like almost a mixture of Southern National and Orange County in a way. It was a pretty cool track back when it was.
I've heard
asphalt.
stories of Wayne County. Just never seen it.
It is really cool. The banking would amaze you. 'Cause I drove by it one day while I was out in that area before the person that either oversees it or whatever came and kicked me out. I just went up to the wall and the fence and looked at the banking, and I was like, the videos don't do that place justice. Like, it was.
They should bring it back.
It was.
They're
The banking is
working
about
on
like
it.
this. But
Yeah, there's a guy that bought. He was the one that restored Darlington Dragway. He bought the property and he fixed the drag strip because that was only shut down for a couple of years. So that's actually back running now, the drag strip. And there's plans once everything's a little bit more settled with the drag strip that they're going to go in and start working on the oval track. So that one's going to make a comeback too.
my question is, are you going to do it as dirt still, or are they going to change it back to asphalt?
That's a big question mark.
That would be a really big question mark.
Now,
Well, they
I
got
did-
rid of Fayetteville, so they could take it as dirt.
It could.
But I
It,
don't
it
know.
is still
think
pretty close
We
to
need
Southern
we need
too.
another asphalt track.
I
there.
know.
Like, we need one that's like,
I agree with you.
well-
within the area.
Well,
I
County
agree.
Line's like maybe 10 minutes. County Line's like 10, 15 minutes from Wayne County. So, like, why would they need two dirt tracks that close?
But you're also only like 20 minutes from Southern.
That's why Wayne County went back to
get
dirt.
another asphalt track that's within the area, and then get a NASCAR sanction, and then make an event and get a lot of people to show up to all three tracks and kind of make it a series. You know what I mean? Like, it is hard to travel kind of towards the coast, especially
Right now.
Dude, I don't
right now,
travel
and,
towards the
like,
coast.
It's the racetrack surfaces are just brutal, especially New River, and especially, you know, a lot of people having trouble at Sobo with tires going out or you know, chunking out and all that type of stuff. So being on surfaces that are similar and not as bad as like Myrtle Beach, but very similar in age and just kind of brutal.
Yeah, because like when I started racing in 19, Zach Brown got me in, and he was like, you know, you could race at Wake on a Friday night. He's like, you know, your tires will pick up all the stuff because the old asphalt. He's like, you go to Carteret to go clean them because it was like a paved track.
But
But-
the seashells and the sand.
I did
Yeah.
like Carteret, and
Carteret's
like
fun.
their racetrack is a lot of fun. It is very hard to pass that.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
that out. But I mean, other than that, it is fun to drive. But
I think
it's just hard to be all the way out there, and then
I mean, from Apex where you're at, and I mean, I'm in Fuquay, so it was like 20-minute drive for me, but like, it's at least a 3-hour drive. Plus, you're there all day. And then it's like they
you
get
just
done
stayed right
at
at that
like
point.
almost 11. Then you got to drive back. I mean, I get it. Traveling races. I mean, we haven't done it yet, but that was going to be one of my questions. Like out of Wake, because that's kind of your home track now, Ethan. Like, what other tracks do you have that you love to go to? I mean, I know you just talked about Southern. I mean, that's where you won your Bando championship. But are there like other tracks that you have gone to, or are there tracks that you would like to go to, do a one-off race or something like?
I mean,
Do you
I've
only have lady drinks with you today?
Just for the lady.
Yeah.
No, honestly, I got tired of traveling. Like we traveled a lot the first year we started running the car. I've been running. We went to Florence to start with, and just trying to work out all the bugs with getting a completely different race car and trying to figure it out, and then also trying to keep up with modern technology is definitely a lot different to go out and be successful at that. So, but we tried it. We learned a lot. We learned, we had to get up with the times. We couldn't do what we were doing. So that was a big eye opener there.
Yeah.
I think that definitely improved our game at showing back up to Wake and showing back up to home. But truly, it's just nothing feels better than
Being at home.
being at home, being
I
able
get
to
it.
drive 10 minutes down
No,
the road.
dude, I understand that.
So it just, there's nothing like that. So, and then the atmosphere there, like, truly, it feels a lot different than I'd say any other racetrack does.
I agree with you.
There's something special about Wake County Speedway. Like I've brought friends there a few times that they didn't like racing. They were like, it's a stupid sport. Like, why do you like this? And I'm like, just come out one time and just see. And I would bring them out, and then they fall in love with it. Like there's something magical about Wake. I don't know what it is. I mean, it's one of the only tracks that I know that's in like our area that has consistently stayed open from the time it originally opened to now. Yeah, like it has never closed for a season. It's never had
Minus COVID.
but I mean they still technically didn't close because they ran the Bull Bash just with no fans.
I mean,
Yeah,
I think a lot of it.
We
is-
ran one like weird race.
exactly. I mean it still ran for one race.
Yeah.
I think a lot of it is like the location of the racetrack. I think
You get a lot of college.
it is in a good location as far as drawing a crowd, and even on the Charger nights, they really do get a decent crowd.
Yeah, Charger
Compared to-
nights.
Compared to some other racetracks, I'm not going to name that I had raced at in previous years.
Yeah.
I think I know.
They are pretty good. Like I definitely think they are pretty good.
I know Charlie don't get the car count with the late models that he wants, but there's a decent enough field to where it's somewhat competitive. Like you have Carson and Ethan that are probably your two best
Well,
right
as
now.
long as half of them don't rack out, then yeah, we got a good
Well,
field.
you also have to eliminate squirrels.
Sometimes. Yeah.
And then Phoenix is getting a lot better each race. Like she's learning still, but she's getting better. She's getting more consistent with her runs. So she's going to start being a threat. When Zach's on, we're pretty good. Von Cannon, when he's on, he's pretty good. So, I mean, you have a good, consistent field. Joe Heigl, if he finally figures it out. I mean, Joe's a legend around there. He's been running there since, I think, the 90s. So, I mean, he knows the track. He's just got to figure out the car. So, I mean, you have a lot of these guys that run consistently that are really good. You get your out-of-towners every once in a while, like Landon Huffman.
Some of the Southern guys come down too if
Sometimes.
they have availability.
We used to get a lot of Sobo guys because of Lane Riggs, but that's because he was running for national points. And that was like the best year to run late models because you were having like almost 16 cars out there.
Yeah.
So, I mean,
I think 16. You probably it's either 15 or 16 for full NASCAR points on a late model field
16.
too, or something.
Yeah, 16 drivers have to be licensed. You can have more than that, but at least 16 of them have to be licensed.
Yeah.
So,
Is there a race that you've always wanted to do? Like if travel wasn't an issue,
I think we
car
can
was
do that.
fine.
Martinsville.
Yep.
That's
That's every late model.
That's.
Is that something that you will eventually do?
Let me put it this way.
Uh-oh.
and I'm just gonna use this as a reference because this is like every racing kid's childhood. I feel like
I get it.
running NASCAR games on Xbox, running iRacing, just going to NASCAR races, going to all the late model races that I can, and just like knowing what it feels like what it must like. Let me say this: hoping what it must feel like to be in that race is as good as it looks is just like that's definitely.
I went to the Valley Star one time, and that was 2016 after we won the our last track championship out at Wake. And that was probably the most fun I've ever had as being a fan at a late model race. Like, I've been to the Classic multiple times. That's kind of me and my dad's tradition. Like, we go every single year. It doesn't matter.
I've always watched it on TV, and I've always thought, man, it's got to be cool to be there.
Oh,
Martinsville?
Like,
And
yeah,
I mean,
just
too, like you show up the beginning of the weekend. I mean, you make a whole weekend out of it,
yeah,
dude. That's like the best.
When we run it, we're bringing your camper, by the way.
that's fine. I don't care. I mean,
You said you're going to help, so.
yeah, I would love to go as somebody's help on a team because I think,
I tried to
like you
recruit a
said,
fan.
just the amount of time that you have there. I mean, and everybody's guaranteed at least a heat race. Like, you're guaranteed a race at least, and I mean, and whether you make it or not, I feel like, you didn't make it, you're bummed, but I mean, you can say like you legit drove on a NASCAR track that they run on.
I've told Zach, I was like, the day we actually decide to fully go commit and run this, if we're in the heat race and we're running 11
No, don't do
on
it.
the white flag lap, I don't care if it's your mother. You ship that person so damn hard. You think they were a NASA astronaut. Just ship them and go. I was like, we gonna make the show somehow. I was like, but man, that's definitely Zach's dream. Like, Zach.
I think that's any late model drivers. I mean, I get it. I mean, I understand it.
Zach's hell-bent on, before he hangs up his asphalt oval helmet, because there's probably going to be more racing adventures with Zach after we're done with late models and asphalt racing. But he's determined to run 3 races. 2 for sure. He wants to run North Wilkesboro one year. He wants to go run the Cars Tour race at North Wilkesboro, and it's Martinsville's a non-negotiable. He is going to attempt it, and he is going to make the show at least one time before he hangs that helmet up. So anytime you hear Zach say that he's done and he's quitting, unless we've run Martinsville, don't believe it at this point. So it's just
I
frustrating.
mean, a grandfather clock would look cool. I mean,
It would. I mean, it would. Trevor Ward did it on nothing. I mean, Mike Looney did it on an open trailer the year I went to it and watched it. So, I mean, it's possible. It's rare, but it is possible for guys like us to go out there and win it. It's just, you have to be perfect. No mistakes.
You have to be perfect, but honestly, you just have to. What I've learned is either you have to do your research or know somebody who's done their research.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that's the biggest name in the game, is just being really, really smart at it, understanding how these cars work, understanding what adjustments do, and just really fine-tuning what you can and cannot do on like these weekly shows and on like these kind of smaller, bigger events. You know what I mean? It's just building and like learning from those is what I feel like is very successful at Martinsville, and like these really big events that kind of have those major payouts, and so that's why I just try to learn as much as I can, try to pay attention to what my crew chief's doing, and just ask a lot of questions, so I know I'm not trying to misjudge something in the car. So
no, I don't blame you on that one. Yeah,
That's a lot what I'm doing with Jerry. Like, Jerry's teaching me a little bit on how to somewhat be a crew chief, like learning what
crew chiefs and
adjustments
spotters go a long way in racing.
It does.
I mean, they help
I love
tremendously.
I told him last race, his spotter, if he wasn't able to make it and we're not racing, I was like, dude, let me know. I'll be there. I don't care. I love being up in the tower. It's a gift that I found that I do have. Knock on wood. I haven't put Zach in a crappy position yet, but it's something I do enjoy. It's fun. shoot, the Legends race. I told you on the radio, the spotting tower was 4 people. It was me.
Oh yeah, there's no
spotter.
legend spotters. What are you talking about?
It was me.
Nobody
the
has
late
a
model
spotter up there.
Josh Parrish, which is Carson's spotter. Bryson Brinkley, which is a late model driver, and then Carson. Like, it was just 4 late model guys up here, and I'm like, this don't seem right. Like, what are we doing up here?
No, I'm probably one of maybe 5 guys that has a spotter.
Yeah,
up there.
Dylan didn't really like spotters. What we did was his dad just took 1 and 2, and I took 3 and 4. And the only thing we would do was just call when a caution was out. Other than that, Dylan did not want
No.
to call.
Do Legends run mirrors on both sides like Bandos usually?
They should.
used to do?
I mean, 90% of them do. The other 10% don't
I
have
think that's
a mirror.
what makes the biggest difference. It's like, still as a driver, like, I'll say this. The past couple years, because I've not had the best earplugs in racing, like, I haven't been able
That
to
seems
hear a
like an
spotter.
issue right now. Nobody's got great earplugs right now.
It's like, you learn to be really, like mindful of, like, where your mirrors are and kind of how
Yes.
you can see out of them.
Yes.
So, definitely having one in the late model, in my opinion, is a must. Especially just that little one.
Do you have the one up top?
I do, but
Do you ever look at it?
Use
Yeah, I was about to say,
I
you
had
better
one in the
not.
I
Legend.
don't use that.
I had one in the Legend. I was like, I guess I mean, obviously in a late model, I guess you're kind of lean back a little, kind of how the seat sits. Like in the Legend, you're kind of, and I guess in a Banner, you're like straight. I couldn't see that mirror, and I was like, what's the point of having this?
Like,
So
you can't really see
just
out.
the driver mirror is all that I really like. I mean, he spots for me, and he'll say something, but you're always like, when you're going in a corner, I guess, and you're racing people, you're always like glancing at that driver mirror just to kind of like sometimes reassure yourself. I mean, I know the spotter does, but
The only time
I
I'd say,
see him looking and he overshoots the corner.
yeah, probably. So I mean,
I will
front
say,
brake.
the only time I ever say I actually look at that mirror, though, is usually when I'm racing with somebody. I mean, a lot of the time I just, the more you can focus on what's in front of you, the better.
Yeah.
The more you can focus on how you're racing, how you're driving, how you're making your speed versus worrying about how he's making
'Cause then you're
speed
mirror
behind
driving,
you. It's
obviously.
like,
Yeah.
Like being focused on the right thing is so important, and
my-
unfortunately,
My dad taught me at an early age that you just to never mirror drive because all you do is just kill speed at that point. 'cause
well,
you're
then
focusing
you're
on something
driving the
else.
person's behind you line, just
Exactly.
trying to like, kind of in my mind block, and it's like you're just hurting yourself. You just kind of.
That's something me and him actually were talking about a little bit Friday night. Is like that's the spotter's job. Is like the spotter's supposed to know the track almost better than the driver. And
Spotter's supposed to drive the car. You're
Pretty
just-
much.
You're just there in it.
no,
I guess.
the driver definitely drives the car, but
a
you're supposed
spotter is, in my opinion, is only supposed to tell you, really only supposed to inform you how much pressure you're under. You
Yeah.
can see if you are capable of kind of like, I guess you could call it multitasking, but
Yeah.
paying attention to everything at once,
Yeah.
you should be able to focus and be able to worry about everything in front of you. You should only have to know how much pressure you're under.
Yeah.
I mean, if they're 4 or 5 back, I tell my spotter, don't worry about it. I mean,
Yeah.
it's like,
to, at that point.
if you know I'm pulling away and I'm faster, don't say nothing
that's-
because it's
Yeah.
just, it's not important to me. What's important is if I'm getting pressured.
It's
Then at
Yeah.
that point, I kind of start being more aware, like looking in my mirror a little bit. If like I know he's gaining on me somewhere, like the spotter can tell you one thing, but if you can't really hear him, obviously you got to learn how to judge it yourself.
Yeah.
So if you don't have somebody in front of you to judge off of, you are obviously trying to judge off of the person putting pressure from
Yeah.
behind. So
Exactly.
I mean, you're gonna look in your mirror, but you gotta understand, like, looking in your mirror is only useful when you like make it minimal, like because it takes like the more minimal you can look in your mirror and kind of make it useful,
Yeah.
the better refocusing is gonna be.
Yeah, I think-
Honestly, it's-
I think TJ stops calling the cars when they're 3 back because I kind of like to know when they're 3 back because in my mind they're gaining. But if they're past 3 back, I'm fine. But usually I'm looking at it, and yes, I'll say I've been lapped this year. But when the leaders are coming by, he tells me, but I'm trying to judge where they're at too. Give them plenty of space, and then like I'll look in it and I'll say, okay, there's a space behind them. I'll just fall in line and just kind of ride with them.
So like my thing with spotting is I like pretty much what Ethan said. When Zach gets on an island by himself, I just kind of let him know every 5 laps. Like I just to let him know I'm still there, let him know he's still good.
Yeah, that my radio's
about
not
every
dead or
5
something.
laps, I'll just say, I'll say you're still no pressure. This many laps to go, and then I go silent again.
He's kind of the same way. Like if I'm by myself, it's kind of just
Usually I'm up there chatting and you're not hearing a word I'm saying.
yes, yeah. This year we've had radio problems. Like I've had to replace a lot of.
Hey, we didn't have radio problems though.
No, but
Did you stop over the last one?
Yeah.
yeah,
I
I replaced
there.
everything.
I
So
thought
it's,
Thomas was supposed to do it too.
Thomas has, but it didn't work for him either. It worked for the first 2 laps, but no, I mean, and also like he'll chime on like and I'm sure yours will too. Like if you're gaining the guy in front of you, he'll be like, "Hey, you're X amount of time." Sometimes
At that point, I don't really say anything.
he does it
knows.
once. He does it once, and it's done. And then I try to just keep doing what I'm doing.
Because like obviously Zach and Ethan, like they can tell when they're gaining, so I don't need to say
Yeah.
that. But like one of the races we won last year, Von Cannon, we had a straightaway on him the moment he took second,
And Danny started gaining.
and he was closing in quick, and I was like, oh crap. So I started studying what Von Cannon was doing when he got to Zach, trying to get up under Zach, and all I tell Zach is, hey, he's entering half a groove higher, more front brake in the car, trying to use the nose to cut up under you.
yeah.
So Zach goes, okay. So he moves up half a groove, takes that line away, and runs that until I say about 5 back, and then Zach's like, okay. And then that's exactly what Zach just left him at that point. Because Von Cannon burned everything he had to try to get to
Well, y'all answer my question. Like, do y'all like your spotter to be very chatty, or like just give you straight to the thing and then be done?
So I tell them if they're more than 5, 6, don't even say nothing. Just let me do my thing. I
There you
mean,
go.
I can't hear you anyway. But like, I'm
Get in my
also
zone.
very like tone based when I drive. So I listen to the car. Like I'm very
That's a good
precise
thing
on
to
kind of where I'm letting off. So that's a big thing to me. So not having that extra, confliction with my hearing, like that kind of helps,
I get that. Yeah.
have. So I feel like
especially later in the races where you're trying to, drive on very used tires and you start having to back the corners up and just do more,
Yeah.
observing.
Yeah.
So I have just learned that I probably could spot for you if I needed to. My only thing that you're probably not going to like is I'm going to tell you to take the outside.
No,
I've gotten
I take
spoiled
the
with
top.
Zach on that.
I take the top. I love taking the top. I'm never if I know I'm gonna who wouldn't take free positions? That's
Yeah,
my thing.
take
It's
it.
You
like,
did it in the first 2 starts.
It's like
3 starts.
anything can happen. Who wouldn't take free positions? If the caution comes out,
No, I've done
you
it sometimes.
pretty much maintain where you're at.
Okay, well,
Hey,
never mind.
it's just like this.
Significant.
It's like what Landon said when that Cars Tour race. He missed a shift. So if you were on the outside, you could have gained that spot because he missed the shift.
My
So,
car
I mean,
may not be as good on the top as others, or it may sometimes be better and worse on the bottom. But
Just drive it in deeper.
I mean, the only time I don't take the top is if I'm in second. I can take the bottom because
In your
the third
mind.
place car is the most antsiest one out of the bunch. I'm
that's
just telling
good,
you, the
valid
third place
point
car is
there.
the most anxious. The second knows if he can just fight it for a lap. Sometimes, like the momentum's going to get him clear a lot of the time.
Yeah.
But if the third place car is just that dang aggressive,
because you could
they're
also
going-
nudge the first place up,
Yeah.
and
It's-
I get it.
That's-
Yeah.
Well, I understand. I kind of understand why you I think the first 2 restarts we had last race, why you took the bottom when you were in second, was for one, it was really early in the race. Let's not kill the tires
ball
this
on it,
early.
Kind of messed with me.
No.
Let them maybe race it out and let Carson maybe make a mistake and I take advantage. So I understand that. When you spun, when you got spun though, I was like, Ethan, remember, I was like literally saying this in my head. I was like, remember, you have to take the bottom here. Don't jump to the outside. Because
Yeah.
that's something I always tell Zach. I'm like, remember, you were in the caution. Do not take the outside. Because sometimes drivers in the heat of the moment the temper's there. Yeah, the temper is real.
No, we
They
don't
think
listen,
about
man.
it.
We don't
Well, the
listen
thing is,
after we wreck.
Isn't going down pit road like make you ineligible? to
Yeah,
go, like,
it
for the
does.
thing, too? So
yeah,
It
you did
does.
come down pit road.
I know that, so I understood that I couldn't do it based on that factor.
Yeah.
I will say though, I have been like the victim in an incident where I got wrecked battling for the lead by a lapped car being a little too angry at me.
I remember that one.
And I will say, they let me retain my position. I still was able to take the cone.
As they should.
But that's also the racetrack's judgment call. So
It
I
is.
do appreciate the racetrack for making the right call there, because
Yeah,
if it weren't for that, that one was one I was.
That's
like,
when your heart
like,
sinks.
I
You're
was-
like, am I going to the back? Can I not choose? And
Well,
I'm
I
like,
mean, like we had a chance, but spinning out, it just kind of like, especially like as late in the race as I did, and as it was, it just kind of hurt the rest of the race, truly. But say we had a chance, just couldn't capitalize on it, unfortunately.
it knocked the toe out, didn't it? Like pretty good.
Well, the thing is, he tried wrecking me for a whole lap. It started in turn one. It kept going all the way around through 3 and 4, all the way back down the front stretch, and I ended up getting wrecked back in turn one. So it's like, so that was.
yeah, I feel like with the late models with any race, but especially late models, it's like, when you are racing somebody like that and then you get spun, it kills all your momentum. Like, it just, like, I know we're all in our own mindset, like we're zoned in and we're doing our momentum. Then you get wrecked, your momentum just stops.
Yeah.
Then you got to rebuild it back all over again, and it's like you're halfway through, and it's like, dang, all that momentum's gone. Now I got to try to.
I will say this about Zach and Ethan. Like, drivers, there's two different ways they drive when they get pissed off. They either drive so crappy that it just screws them up completely, or they drive even better. And both Zach and Ethan, when they get mad, they drive a lot better, because that's all they're focused on, is trying to get back to the front as fast as possible. Because you made quick work of Von Cannon, you made quick work of Heigl, and you started running Carson down for a moment, and I could kind of tell that like Carson was getting a little kind of like, oh crap, he's still coming. Dang, I got to do something. And then like the lap time started evening out, and I was like, okay, well, he still knows in the back of his head that he can still do this with a car. Like, if there's a caution, like, Ethan can still possibly pull this off. Like, that's in the back of his head probably. I don't know if Brody calls out lap times to you at all.
No, like he'll call out if I'm gaining sometimes, if it's like a significant enough on the clock, at least to mention that. Like I say, I like to be minimal. I'll say this, on iRacing, I have my stuff set to like the lowest chatter I can. I hate hearing it. It's not a.
I think I've ran one race with you on iRacing. I hardly ever heard you talk.
No, I don't speak. Well, I've been chatting for a while, but yeah, I try not to talk.
on iRacing.
Very easy too.
I'll say I'm a little hot-headed sometimes, and when I'm leading a race and a lap car decides they have had enough with their own race, they want to like blame on others. It happens to be a little frustrating. So I'll
fix sections.
Unfortunately, that's what gets the worst of me.
Okay, I can't blame you there, because I've been in that position a few times.
I've unfortunately been in that position in real life, and I apologize to everybody that fell victim to the words I said. I truly
except
regret
probably
it.
one person, but
No, like seriously, like it's like I take a lot of blame for just not being a bigger person in that. So
no, I get it, and I know you. Like I told you Friday night, like I didn't think you were going to fight the 18, but I still wasn't sure. I knew you were going to be pissed off, and I was like, well, I looked at my wife, and I'm like, well, this might be the second time I stop Ethan from fighting, but let's go do this.
I'm not. Thing is I'm not afraid to say some words. Like that's the thing is like I'll definitely say something. I will say, depending on how much how much, I'd say pain I was inflicted, it determines how my response is. If it's something minor, it's like Carson. Like, I know he jacked me back up, but I know I was the instigator there. So, like I said,
You were expecting
I
it.
wanted to just let him know that it wasn't necessarily intentional, but
Yeah.
I mean,
at the end of the day, it is racing.
Yes.
Like expected, I expected it back, and I received it back, and I was chilling.
Yeah.
I even said, I appreciate you not wrecking me in return. Like it's like I love racing. Like I love bumping, I love rubbing. Like it's literally that's the whole point of how we have fun. So
like
Yeah.
I
love to do.
know at the end of the day, if Zach and Ethan, or even Zach and Carson, it came down to them two. Like say Ethan moved us early in the race. Ethan takes the lead. We get down to like 3 to go. Zach's on his bumper. Zach moves him. It's racing. Like like
What are you talking about? Zach's gonna wreck him.
Zach will not wreck. There's a few that he will probably wreck out there, but Ethan's
No,
not one of
I will
them.
say, I've been dirty to Zach a couple times, and I've not received like anything that I felt was unnecessary.
Yeah. So
And
Zach,
I show up, I'll talk I'll always talk to Zach. I always go say what's up to Jerry, Miss Tammy, like everybody.
Yeah.
I feel like for the most part, the late model crew or guys that we have now are all pretty well-rounded. They all respect, for the most part, most people out there right
so.
now. So I mean,
I told Ethan the one guy that I know Zach can't
Minor.
he just can't stand right now. But that stays between us two, and Ethan knows that. Zach knows it.
This weekend changed. Well, I mean, honestly, I really can't say anything because I didn't know who was driving the 18 car until after the race. And
I didn't either.
I
I
do
didn't know
appreciate him actually coming up and being like, actually apologizing for,
That was nice.
and doing what he did. So
But
that's what I say. I'm the type of person like if you did something, you apologize.
we're good then.
We're good because if like I also expect the same thing if I'm not wasn't intentionally trying to do something. Like,
Yeah.
I will if I truly mean it. I'm gonna go up to you and say I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I messed up.
It goes a long way to drivers. It goes a long way.
Well,
It's just
You remember when you got out of the car, and like I'm standing beside you, and you go up to the corner of the tech shed, and that old guy with the long white hair starts saying, "This isn't a fight you want, buddy." I didn't realize that's the actual car owner of that.
Yeah, that's the
I
car.
think that's the one who usually drives the car.
It was usually.
I mean, like
But
I even told this, to a couple people. Like, I always regret the things that I say because it's really just heat of the moment deals. And
oh yeah,
I have way too much sympathy for people, and unfortunately, I just hate some things that I do, and so, I just.
like
I didn't. I will say this time I feel like I kept my composure a little bit better than I have in the past, and so that I think that kind of helped.
the incident a couple years ago was a lot worse because
Which one? I mean, there's a couple.
Well, he
but,
probably
like,
There's a couple, man. He's got a lot.
I'm not gonna lie, he probably don't watch this, so I can name drop the Zach Lightfoot incident. That
Well,
one was a
yeah,
that one was a fun one.
Next episode will be Zach. No,
I
I'm
could
sorry.
say, let me just
I don't
say
know
this.
I'll reach out to him.
No.
I could say a lot of things, truly,
And
Well,
he's
not.
told me, but
but all I can say is I was about to win a race one night, and I got taken out.
it was his race to win.
And let me just say this. I've never got a chance to return this exact favor. But I'm going to just say that I really don't hold that many grudges. I say that many. I really don't hold grudges.
If he
But,
sees
like,
him on iRace, then we know what'll happen.
It might be.
It is what it is. The way I look at it is, we had a really good year. I won 4 races that year. Probably should have had a couple more, but that's racing.
I mean, you put the pressure
Yeah.
on Clay Jones that year. For
I can't
championship.
hate, a year that we win 4 and probably had countless top 3s. I mean,
think
that's a good year.
It is a good year
You finished
then.
second in the points that year, right? To Clay or third?
I finished second. I actually finished second by 3 points that year to Zach Lightfoot.
Oh, that's right. He won it that year.
He won it that year. I finished 3 points behind him. I got disqualified one race. For,
Oh, I remember that one.
unfortunately, retaliating after the checkered, which I
Oh, that was the night of the. Yeah, that
deeply
was.
regret.
Yeah, that was that night.
Sort of.
Because
But
that
Hey, man.
story, from my point of view, was we weren't running that night because either Zach was sick or something wasn't right with the car. And obviously, as we all know now, if it's not the car is not right, they don't want to spend the money to go run it.
yeah,
Well, there's no point.
Well, no.
So my dad wanted to go anyway, so I was like, all right, I'll take you, let's go. And I'm sitting there watching it. We're obviously pulling for Ethan. And then that happens. I look at my dad and I'm like, I know Ethan enough. He's going to want to try to do something stupid. So I take off running from the grandstands. I did no armband, nothing. I run down there. I get down to the tech shed. As soon as I get to the tech shed, he's getting out. And I mean, he slams the roof of the car. And I was like, oh shit, don't do this. Don't do this, Ethan. It's like, don't do this. So like, I kind of like put my arm out. I think Jeff, what was it, Jeff Heath?
Oh, you're talking about crew chief? Oh, that's Jeremy. That was Jeremy.
Jeremy
That was
Heath. He grabs Ethan from behind. I've got my arm out, and like we're like, don't do it. And then he just takes his helmet off and starts just yelling things. And we're like, all right, just don't punch the kid, please. For the love of Jesus, don't punch the kid.
In my eyes, it's, you know, it's like this. When we're out on the racetrack, I mean, you're both in control of 3,000 plus pound race cars. You know,
Yes.
If you initiate something stupid, it's
I mean,
unfortunately
the
going
kid-
to get returned somewhere or another. And that night, I made the mistake of doing it after the checkered. You know, if I felt the need to have had to do something later on in that week, which knowing myself, I probably would have gotten over it and would have just went and tried to win the race the next week. Just, you know, ignored it and whatever. But I decided to dorm after the race and kind of run us both into the inside wall in the backstretch, and that resulted in me getting disqualified. And I say disqualified. We actually just got put to the tail. So they did credit me with starting the race, but they didn't credit me with finishing. You know,
They gave him
third. I
starting
think I ended
part
up
points.
third after that.
Starting part
Yeah,
points.
he got last place. He still got points, just not what.
So
he picked
it
up.
just that hurt us, and then we also had a DNF one night because our transmission seal blew out and was blowing smoke.
But see, to me, yes, that like it's like a dark cloud on that night. But in my mind, that just shows how passionate you are about the sport. I mean, we can go different ways, like we can retaliate and whatnot, but I mean, it just goes to show that, you know, all these racers that, you know, go that certain length, it just shows how passionate and, you know, how you are towards the sport and how, you know, it just means this much to you.
I agree. I definitely sometimes let the passion, you know, take control. I mean, but
think
I
we
will
all
say
do
that's
sometimes.
one thing that's why I enjoy the sport so much, because it's just because I have so much passion for it. You know, I'm the type of person on my day to day, like my mind is always racing. I'm always moving thing to thing, and it's just like, you know, everything's.
You grew up with
Everything's
it. You
racing.
grew up around it. So, I mean, this is kind of what you know.
And yeah, that's kind of is like, that's my history. I love driving, man. Like, I love driving late models. Like, they're by far so much fun to just be able to hop in them and just go drive it. Crap.
I guess before we finish up, is there any other car you would ever want to drive other than late models?
I love to drive a modified. I want to drive a super truck.
Those are pretty cool.
That's on the list. I definitely want to drive.
Dude,
a
they
super
don't
truck.
race those. I mean, they do, but not like
They race
a
them
ton
at
of place.
Florence.
Yeah, Florence and Dillon.
I want to drive a super too.
Super,
That's
yeah.
one thing, but I want to run one at the Snowball. That's like that's
be
a goal
awesome.
in my mind.
There you go,
Is
yeah.
to run a super at the Snowball.
I'd be there.
That's
I'd be there right by you. 'cause
it. Just
I would love
like it, man. It just seems like it's a blast to go do it.
Oh yeah, like
I mean, yeah, I mean,
it's
just
their
watching
version,
it.
Well, it's their version of Martinsville for us guys. Like that's their Martinsville.
Yeah, I mean, that's their
That's what they
like
look forward to.
pinnacle
end
of
the
racing
year.
there,
Yeah.
that Snowball there.
And I mean that's one thing I love the Snowball, but I hate the Snowball for one reason, and it stole the supers from Southern National for the Thanksgiving Classic because.
Yeah, but it's so iconic. Man.
I mean, it is, yes.
Like,
It is.
But like growing up the way I did, because obviously I'm 7 years older than you. Like I remember the supers being like the predominant class.
He's tried to get the
still.
supers there at the beginning of the season. Just nobody wants to sign up.
I mean, and that's the thing. And I'm glad the Cars Tour, they've gotten more cars lately, which this last race, they may inflict the next ones. But like, I enjoy seeing a lot of race cars, man. Like, I know, you know, when they're singled out under caution, the pace car is looking at the last place car. But
That's nice.
it's like, that's cool. So cool to see at your local home track. That is a quarter-mile bull ring. Like, that is so sick.
One last thing I want to bring up, if Charlie does watch this, and I think we need to bring this back. Ethan might remember some of it, but back in the day, like 2 races or 2 or 3 races before the last race, they would hand out paper and pencils to the fans coming in, and it would have like the most popular driver, like vote for your most popular driver in each class, best appearing car in each class, and then you turn it in.
I don't remember that.
I didn't know that's how they did that. I mean, I know they had like a most popular driver and all that, but I know recently I think that did
Isn't that the Ambassador Award or something now?
Well, they do the David Champion
No, that's
Award.
the David Champion. That's for like that's like a
Sportsmanship?
award.
Okay.
Which I feel like there's a lot of people out there who really deserve it, who never have received it yet, but we'll hope their time comes.
Yeah. But like, I feel like that would be fun for the drivers too. Just create.
Well, how would you? I know you said the last 2 races. Would it only be the last 2 races then, or like?
Well, I mean, you do it like so that way they have time to actually go through all the pieces of paper.
Bro,
and, like,
the
vote.
banquet's like a month after the last race, so
Well, then they
have
can do it
time.
the last race and then present.
They need
it
to
at the
do it
banquet.
while fans are present and like in good bulk.
So like,
I agree with you on that.
maybe the last 3 races.
Either the first race they need to take the vote when they have the most fans.
That's gonna be hard though, because like your allegiance might switch halfway through the year. But
That is true, but like, I mean, if you're past, I mean, I feel like I still have fans that show up. I mean, when we had the meet and greet, like, I had a lot of people who I didn't even recognize or like really knew who were like, I'm glad to see you back here.
Speaking of that, I think we need to do more meet and greets.
Yes.
I think we need,
to at least have, you
I
know,
think we need to do one at the beginning, like towards
You
the
know-
beginning of the year, and one towards the
Middle.
end of the year.
If,
and then-
if they move up times on things, maybe we could do one every week and actually utilize that time as a meet and greet instead of just sitting there for hours on it.
That
I
is
agree
true.
because I do
I just
like
feel like that time is so wasted. Like if we just shift some things, move things earlier, we have time to maybe add something and then make things.
I
more
don't think we need to
productive
start
rather than-
practice so
That's
late all the time
what
either.
I'm saying, like,
Sometimes.
I don't care if we have a break from practice to qualifying or qualifying to race. It's just a matter of
Would
just
you
go ahead and
care-
get the
would
stuff
you-
done.
You guys are the not biggest issue, but I feel like for me, it's y'all would be the biggest
I mean, we have
people
to get
that would
ours in.
complain about it. In a way, would y'all like to do practice qualify?
What do you mean?
No,
Like
we need to
practify?
practice.
Yeah, practify. I mean,
No. We need
Okay,
to
I figured
qualify.
not, but I
Because
just figured
we're like we can't even have more than 5 cars on a racetrack in
Yeah.
practice because there's gonna be somebody who's mixed in there that just
Yeah.
gonna end up reaching.
Well,
Somebody's
no, and I
gonna end
get-
up reaching. So it's not a fair like it's just it doesn't end
doesn't
up being
get.
fair.
Yeah, no, I get
Well,
that.
before he started running late models out there, that's what we used to do. Back in 2016, when we last won the championship, we ran like a practice call, like 5 cars on track, and fastest lap time was pole, kind of like how y'all do.
I
And
feel like
every
it,
driver complained because you would always get stuck behind a
what if
car.
What if 3 cars? You just space them out.
I mean, you could do that, yeah, and I mean,
It's just like
it might
that
help.
ends up taking like yeah, it may be a little bit quicker, but it just still. I mean, old
Your main
school,
event
one at a
needs to
time,
be-
that's-
No, I get that. I mean,
like,
a
that's
bigger.
just- you put all the pressure on the driver. And
Yeah.
like usually when you do group qualifying, you end up getting more laps than what
Which
you're
would help.
supposed
Yeah.
to. So it's just like it changes the whole dynamic of how qualifying is supposed to be, in my opinion.
Which I
So,
feel like would help
is-
certain drivers like you and Zach, because y'all are more momentum drivers. Y'all like to get in a rhythm.
rhythm. I wouldn't say momentum because late models you use so much brake.
Yeah.
And momentum's
only
kind of like
rhythm.
it's present. It's just not as
Yeah,
significant.
y'all
as
like to get in
man,
a
those-
rhythm. Unlike Carson
Rhythm,
and
though.
Phoenix, like they're one of those that can just go out in 3 laps and bam, in the 2s and 3s.
Yeah, I fully admit this. I'm not the type of person to be able to go out there in the first 3 laps of my run, bust out the quickest lap time
No.
of the day. I'm the type of person that takes at least one run to get back situated to how the day is, how the racetrack is, and then it clicks for me like thing is the racetrack changes day to day, right?
Mm-hmm.
Temperatures change like day to day.
Yeah, it
Rubbers
changes.
change like day to day. So the racetrack's always going to be different. It was completely different 1 week, like this past race from the week prior.
You kidding me? Yeah, I know it
completely
was.
different. So
Dude,
just like getting one run to like understand that's good. Your next run though, that's when you're gonna see me be like
Popping off
like
times.
get off a good lap like something, because it's just like I sit there and think about it, like I can't first 5-10 laps of a run, like after I say 5 I'm good, like I'm gonna be in my rhythm. Say 10 is where it's gonna teach me where I need to kind of maintain a pace at, because racing is always like you can't just like back off so much that, you know, even though you're saving tires, you're just going too slow.
yeah.
You got to find a good rhythm to consistently, you know, get around the racetrack to then, you know, prolong into a run. Like, you have to still go fast enough,
Yeah.
but you just don't want to go over the edge until you absolutely have to. So that's kind of a big thing
Because
there. But
I mean, looking at this, you were that close to Carson 1 lap off. Fastest times last race.
I truly don't
In that
care
lane.
about a fastest lap, because
No,
like
but
what I care about is how consistent I can be in a 10 to 15 lap thing.
So like,
That's kind of what I truly care about. So when I go back to look at like my times after a race, I'll look at my average throughout the run, and I'll look at where I drop off from like lap 15 to 30, because that's a significant part of the race. And then from 30 to say like 45, and then it's just like that's kind of where you're gonna be averaging out from then on to the rest of the race. Like your tires can get to the point and then plateau, and then it's
obviously, because with us, like you can look back at the one race Zach ran where we made it to lap 31 and parked it. He had the 4th fastest time of the race, and the car was all over the place. So like, yeah, like best times don't mean anything, but it does show you how close you can be to the
that's
leader.
true. But you
And,
know,
I mean, you were what 100? Yeah, 1/100th off of Carson. Like you, I mean, you're right on him. So I mean, like your speed's there. It's just luck needs to be on your side.
a little bit of luck. I do think we need to be better though in some way. I always like to say we're one adjustment off. I mean, but
Oh, yeah.
like in late models right now, especially how good I feel like we got the car as of right now, like it just feels like we're just one adjustment off, and we just have to figure out which one is the right one. So
That's all.
there's
it is.
about
No,
what are y'all laughing at? There's probably about like 50,
Legend
probably
drivers,
70, probably. There's probably, if I say 50, probably adjustable parts on those cars, maybe a little bit less. So everything can be adjusted.
You're like me. I go back and look at my average. I don't look at what every lap time was.
Hey, but you've gotten down into the 8s, so now we just got.
Yeah, but no, that's what I do. Like like what you were saying, I go back and I just look at that average lap and see where I'm starting to fall off and figure out, okay, I was doing this at this point in time now, and I'm like, well, I gotta.
Yeah, I mean, you're
fix
starting to
this.
get there. Now you just got to figure out how to put all that together for a whole race.
I will say, one
Yeah, that's the
thing
hardest part.
I just want to mention, and if you actually play the game, iRacing,
Yes.
literally, like if you can get good enough to get over the like skill or like the learning curve it takes to get to like being able to win like top split races and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Like looking back at your averages is the biggest game changer. Like if you can just look at it and be able to tell where you kind of messed up, like if you just went a little bit quicker than him at this segment of the race,
Yeah.
and see that it affected you poorly for say the rest of the race versus him, you know, it kind of helped.
Yeah,
him
because
stay.
I'll pull up my time, and then I'll pull up the guy in front of me's time, and I'll like screenshot and look at them together, and I'm like, so like lap 10 I was at this, lap 10 he was at this, and I'm like, I mean, as long as I feel like I'm staying consistent in that same bracket of time, I'm okay. And then I'll see some other laps where I'm like way off, and I'm like, then I'll go back in my mind, I'm like, well, this is where I got loose. This is where I fucked up here.
Oh yeah, that's what I wish I could like go do. and like could see lap times and replay kind of hand in hand in real life versus like say the game. Like I just wish I could go back in real life and literally side by side compare and like know exactly, and really just search for what I'm doing wrong.
Yeah.
And I feel like I did a lot of I probably did a lot of things wrong this past week, but that's every driver,
We're our biggest critics and our biggest fans.
no doubt.
That's the thing.
doubt.
I mean, I'll criticize myself up till the sun sets. I mean, gee.
But that's what you got to do. I mean, if you can do that and like actually make a change and like start getting better, that's all that matters. And you just keep doing that. I mean, that's literally how you get better. So,
No, I agree.
if you try to sit there and follow something that somebody says and it just still isn't working, but you feel like if you did something, I mean, you just trust your gut, dude. Like, especially as a driver, like you're driving the car, you feel the weight, you're hitting the gas pedal, you're steering the damn car. I mean, only you is going to know exactly what that car is doing. So,
Exactly, yes.
I mean, like, you just got to trust what you do sometimes, and then sometimes it makes a difference.
Yeah, I agree.
So,
Well, on that note, I guess, do you have another one, or do you want to just end it here?
I think it's a good time to go ahead and end it here.
All right. Well, again, Ethan, thank you for being on the podcast. It was a pleasure having you. David, do you have any closing remarks? Or
Enjoy your week off, Wake County Speedway. 'Cause
2 weeks.
Couple weeks off.
I am
a couple weeks.
so grateful. I mean, late models, as Ethan knows, they got, I think, a week off throughout the season. Us legend guys race every Friday. I would like to have weeks off.
Yeah,
But,
we race at least bi-weekly. I can't imagine for y'all you got to race every
Well, when
week.
I first started, we were running 2 Fridays a night. And I was like, that's cool. Now it's like every Friday. I'm like, oh,
How do you run 2 Fridays a night?
I don't know. Maybe we did. I don't know. Maybe
2 Fridays, you mean?
so. It'd be 2 Fridays in a month. Right now it's all 3 Fridays in the month.
Well, the good news is at least y'all don't have 10,000 cars out there causing 20 cautions every 2 laps.
Well, plus shootouts coming
I
up.
don't know. They are actually the epiphany of that. Yes.
Yeah, shootouts coming up, so less cars now. Hopefully,
I mean,
so.
granted, last race the late models were the first ones to cause the cautions, so that was shocking.
Okay. But we literally went caution free until that night. The entire 3 or 4 races so far.
I really
So,
didn't think the late model race would ever end last race. So
Okay, well, on
You
that
and me
report-
both, brother.
yeah.
That was gonna be
There's
long.
some races where you're like, damn, I just want to be
This man
done.
didn't even pull up the tech. He pulled into his.
I did. I was so ready to go home. I forgot I was trying to go to tech. I really was just had such a hard night. I was like, fuck, we suck. But fuck, we still
I'm ready to go home.
Me, his car owner, and his crew chief are all standing back there at tech and like, where's he?
I forgot. Like, I took my steering wheel off. I had my gloves on. I was like, oh, shit.
I'm loaded up in the trailer, guys. Let's go.
I was so ready. I mean, I was so pissed off. I really, I was
Let's
ready to
go home.
Yeah, that was it.
They ain't checking this car. I'm going home.
No.
They did check it though.
No, I
checked
know.
it pretty hard.
They checked it pretty good. So
Yeah.
on that note, guys, thank y'all for tuning in, and we will definitely catch y'all on the next episode.
Peace.
Peace.
But-